Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. We're very happy that you're able to be with us here today to talk about a very important topic. Obviously, the Affordable Care Act is extremely important to all of us. There are many changes that are occurring with your employee health benefits and other changes that affect your business, and we're very happy to have you here today in order to get some information out and to talk about what some of the implications of this important legislation is for you. We have a very tight agenda today. I want to cover just a few housekeeping items. I guess, first of all, I'm Paul Von Ebers, President and CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. You know, I stand in this room with our employees so many times, I kind of forget to introduce myself, but welcome. We're very happy to have you here today. So I just want to cover a few housekeeping items. We have a number of speakers because the time is tight and we want to make sure you get all the information. We're going to go through our speakers and not have time for questions and answers after each speaker, but we do have a panel presentation at the end where you will be able to ask questions, and you will find some little note cards on your table. We would encourage you to write questions down. You can just raise your hand. We'll have somebody come by and pick them up, and that's probably the easiest way to get into that panel discussion. So there will be opportunity for question and answers, but hopefully you'll find the informational presentations to be worthwhile. I also want to point out that we have a number of elected officials with us today, and scanning the room, and I don't see everybody I know, but hopefully we'll get everybody recognized. First of all, we have Senator Judy Lee is with us, and Senator, if we can ask you to stand up, if you don't mind. We'll go through all the elected officials, and if you can hold your applause until we're done. We have Senator Tim Mathern from Fargo. Senator George Sinner. I didn't see Senator Sinner. Is he here? And Representative Tyler Axness. Oh, excuse me. That's a staff mistake. I'm going to blame it on someone else, Senator. Sorry about that. Representative Josh Boshi. Representative Ron Gugesberg. Nope. Okay. Representative Ben Hansen and Representative Blair Thorson. Okay, nearly all of our invitees were able to attend, so we appreciate that. Now it is my distinct pleasure to be able to introduce to you Senator Heidi Heitkamp. I have notes, and I'm not going to keep her by a long introduction, but as you know, she was elected in 2012, took office in 2013. She sits on a number of important committees, including Agriculture, Indian Affairs, Banking, Small Business, Homeland Security, and Government Affairs. But the thing that I know the most about Senator Heitkamp is that right after I arrived in the state about 4 years ago, I had the opportunity to sit in her kitchen and drink coffee and eat bagels. And we talked for about 2.5 hours just about the state. And one of the things I came to know immediately in talking to Senator Heitkamp was just how well educated she is on every topic about the state of North Dakota and about issues nationally, and how intelligent and articulate she is. And over the many years now that we've been able to get to know each other, I've always found that we could come and talk with her and have a good hearing, and that she always had a great perspective on things. So we're very happy to have her with us here today to help present this important topic. Senator Heitkamp.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Paul. I think you know that Blue Cross and Blue Shield has really led the way in so many ways in healthcare in our state, and they continue to be innovative. They continue to look for ways that they can work with the providers to reduce healthcare costs and provide this level of insurance continuing at lower and lower margins. It just really is truly a treasure, and I don't know that people in this state really appreciate what they have with the North Dakota Blues. And so put a plug in, because I've seen overhead costs as high as 35%. So if you want to look at healthcare costs exploding. Just want to give a couple statistics and then some shout outs. You came here for information and not speeches from politicians. Healthcare today is moving towards about 18% of our gross domestic product. By the end of the decade, it probably will be 20 if we do not do something. And so when people ask me about Obamacare, my position on Obamacare, I say I'd be glad to talk about the Affordable Care Act, but can we talk about health care? We have forgotten that Obamacare is not a broad discussion about health care. We need to do a whole lot of other things that are going to make health care more affordable and make us more competitive. What do I mean by that? You all know if you could keep your healthcare costs down as employers and small business people, you could be a lot more competitive in your bidding. You'd be a lot more competitive in what you do. If you didn't have high compliance costs, you could be a lot more competitive in what you do. And that's true internationally for American companies who are unique in that they bear the burden of healthcare. And so they're competing every day against international businesses where healthcare costs are spread much broader over the entire population. And so we can talk about, kind of broad philosophical issues, but to me, this is a competitive issue. This is an issue that involves America's future. And how do we do it? And where do we innovate? And I think we innovate right here in North Dakota. I want to give a shout out to a couple people whose idea this was, Chris and Jeff from Evolution One. When I met with them and we talked about this, they said, what is it and what are we expected to do and why isn't there information? I said, I totally agree. We hear that every day in Washington, D.C. Let's do what we can to get information out. And I know Blue Cross and Blue Shield has been all over the country in North Dakota talking about this with any group that will listen. And my great thanks to you for doing that. I think, again, representing that part of your commitment, which is public service. But I have a unique place that I go for information, and it's Kaiser. And so I am very grateful that you're here with us, Mr. Larson, to present the Kaiser information. And I tell everyone, you want the unvarnished truth without any political bent to it. You want to get information, go to the Kaiser webpage, because that's where you'll find an unbiased, unpartisan information about the Healthcare Act, but more importantly, about the challenges of healthcare into the future, whether it's Medicare, Medicaid, or whether it's private insurance. And so I think this is going to be a great program. I look forward to the discussion afterwards, answering questions, but I want to just really, really thank Blue Cross and Blue Shield and Evolution One for being great partners in this effort this morning. Thanks so much.